only place where the lights went off to make sure that no accidents to happen, and you can see the lights in the van and other parts of the road also where the light is still on.
காவலர்கள் தடியடி நடத்தினார்களா அப்படின்ற ஒரு கேள்வியும் கேட்டுட்டு இருக்காங்க.
She's also pointing out where there was a question whether the police did a lathi charge or not. And she also shows that the video that where the lathi charge was done by the police only when the Vijay's political vehicle came forward, and the police just did not hit anybody on particular reasons, but only tried to push the people backwards to make sure that the political van entered the street and stopped at the place exactly where Vijay was supposed to speak.
அந்த மீட்டிங் பாயிண்ட் பக்கத்துல தான் எல்லாரும் இருந்த பப்ளிக் ஹாஸ்பிடல் சுத்தி நிக்கறாங்க. சோ பின்னாடி வந்த கிரவுட் சைடுல இருந்த கிரவுட் எல்லாமே முன்னாடி மூவ் பண்ணும்போது அவர் டிஎஸ்பி கூப்பிட்டு வந்து ஸ்டாப் பண்ணி சொல்லிருக்காரு. இதுக்கு மேல போக வேண்டாம்னு சொல்லிருக்காரு.
The police official is also explaining why the lathi charge was done. He's also seeing the video. He's also saying that people were not targeted, but only people in the front were asked to move backwards, and that they are only asked to move a little bit into the side to make sure that the political van did not hit them, that the Vijay bought, and also to make sure that they did not fall in front of the vehicle.
பரப்புரை துவங்குவதற்கு முன்பே வந்து நெரிசல் ஆரம்பிச்சிருச்சா அப்படின்னு சொன்னோம்னா 12 மணிக்கு அவர் வரணும். crowd வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா மதியானத்துல இருந்தே வந்து அசெம்பிள் ஆக ஆரம்பிச்சாங்க.
When asking about whether the crowd did start at before the Vijay's campaign rally started, and she's explaining that the act was supposed to be there at 12, but only after 3 p.m. the crowd started coming because it was evening and many people stepped out of their houses only at that time. And knowing that the actors' rally time was delayed, many people came to join them.
அங்க இருந்த crowd பாத்தீங்கன்னா அந்த crowd surge ன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ப்ளஸ் இந்த வண்டி வந்து நல்ல பெரிய வண்டி, அவருடைய வெஹிக்கிள் வந்து நல்ல பெரிய பஸ், பெரிய வண்டி. So அந்த வெஹிக்கிள்
She's also pointing out the crowd surge happened because Vijay's vehicle was big, and when people and Vijay's vehicle was moving, people started moving towards the side, and that's the reason people had to stand in a very close proximity to the vehicle as well as where the ditch was, and that's the reason that made it look like more of a situation where it was completely cramped.
ஸோ இது இஷ்யூ ரைஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஆம்புலன்ஸ் வந்து நிறைய ஆம்புலன்ஸ் எப்படி வந்தது, ஆம்புலன்ஸ் வந்து இந்த பரப்புரை நடந்தப்போ எப்படி அடிக்கடி வந்தாங்க.
She is also talking about the issue where multiple ambulances were brought in during exactly at the time when Vijay was campaigning. And is also saying that arrangements were made earlier by the government as well as the organizers. The ambulances were also kept ready in case an accident did happen, something like this.
Nearest ambulance இருந்தது. அதே தவிர கொஞ்சம்
The officials also explaining that around the location where Vijay was standing, 3 ambulance vehicles were also stopped for immediate use.
Karur Medical College Hospitalல Tanjore அதே தவிர இந்த கே பரமத்தி மண்மங்கலம் உப்பிடாமங்கலம் அங்கே இருந்தது. ஸோ இது வந்து நம்மளுக்கு வந்து
She's also saying the points where the ambulance was stopped was near Nanmangalam and important the Roundtana, where the Roundtana is, and that's where the ambulance was stopped so that in case an accident did happen, if in case someone fainted, they immediately would bring in the ambulance to make sure that the people were transported safely to the hospital.
அங்கே போயிருக்கு. அவங்க தான் வந்து ரிப்போர்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க இங்கே நிறையா multiple casualties.
He's also pointing out that the first ambulance entered the crowd when it was 7:23 p.m.
அனைத்து மாவட்டங்கள்லேருந்தும் நம்ம 108 மற்றும் இதர இதை வந்து ஆக்டிவேட் பண்ணுறாங்க. அதுக்கு ஸ்டாண்டர்ட்
And also said following that when multiple number of calls came, they tried to make sure that the neighboring districts were also equipped with enough ambulances to help the situation, and then they called on for other ambulances from nearby hospitals and other ambulance service providers as well.
வருது. ப்ளஸ் 5 வெஹிக்கிள் அந்த கட்சி ஏற்பாடு பண்ணியிருக்கு. ஸோ அதுதான் வந்து அந்த இனிஷியலாக அந்த கூட்டத்துக்குள்ள வருது. இதை நம்ம இதை பொறுத்தவரையிலும் 108 பொறுத்தவரையிலும்
ensures that the ambulance did come into the political rally only when the call was made for them to make sure that the ambulance had come, and it was exactly at that point of time the ambulance was sent into the rally and not and that ambulance was not sent on purpose to disturb the rally.
7 வந்து அந்த கட்சியின் சார்பாக ஏற்பாடு செய்யப்பட்ட ஆம்புலன்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. 6 வந்து நம்ம 108. மீதி வந்து இந்த இன்சிடென்ட் நடந்த பின்னாடி அங்கே போலீஸ்ல இருந்து மைக்ல லோக்கல் போலீஸ் ஸ்டேஷன் கால் பண்ணி அங்க இருக்கிற
He's saying that 6 ambulances of 108 emergency was used and others were called upon when the Stampede situation worsened.
108ல இமீடியட்டா யூஸ் ஆனது 6 ஆம்புலன்ஸ். மீதி வந்து பிரைவேட் ஆம்புலன்ஸ். மற்றபடி தோ நியரஸ்ட் டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்ல இதெல்லாம்
And explaining that only 6 vehicles were the government hospital vehicles, the 108 emergency vehicle. The rest were all private hospital vehicles that was also used when there was a requirement of ambulance.
சொன்ன மாதிரி வந்து எந்த கூட்டம் ஆர்கனைஸ் பண்ணாலுமே வந்து ஆர்கனைசர்ஸ் சில கண்டிஷன்ஸ்லாம் போடுவாங்க. இது வந்து பெரிய கூட்டம் 10,000 பேருக்கு மேற்கு வர்றாங்கன்னு சொன்னோம்னா ஆர்கனைசர்ஸே வந்து ஆம்புலன்ஸ் ஏற்பாடு.
The health secretary is also saying that when an organizer tries to plan for a political rally with something this big, they would have planned for it in such a way that multiple ambulances can be used, and the organizers, apart from putting 3 ambulances in immediate use, had also had backup plan in mind, and that's the reason when there was a stampede that was happening, they could immediately deploy multiple ambulances at the location where it was required.
இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் மக்கள் கீழே விழுகுறாங்கன்னு பார்த்ததுக்கு அப்புறமா அவங்க ஃபோன் பண்ணி சொல்றாங்க ஃபோன் ஒர்க் பண்ணலன்னா வயர்லெஸ் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் கொடுக்கும்.
Also, she's talking about how when the police reacted is when the information was passed on, where only 2 policemen were exactly at the Stampede location, saw that and then informed the 10 policemen that were around that square meter, and they immediately come forward.
Let me go across to Sharda, who was translating that for us. Sharda, is very clear there's a blame game between the DMK government and TVK. And they say, Vijay now says, target me, not the people. Whereas there is clear proof being given by the TN police news briefing on what really happened.
Well, this police briefing comes at a point of time after Vijay put in a video saying that the government should not be blaming his party men or his cadres over what had happened. This was a statement that Vijay made just few hours back, and this briefing comes in whereas the IAS officer, the health secretary and the DGP all put together made a statement giving us the entire timeline of what happened in the Stampede. So let's start with where IAS officer Amuda brings in the first problem, where there was too much of crowd, where she speaks that at 3 p.m. there was no crowd, at only by after 4 p.m. when people realized that actor is still coming late, and people who were fearing the sunlight and the heat as it was evening tried to come out with their family members, and only by 7 p.m. the crowd was increased. And also the second point that the IAS officer pointed out was about the police doing a lathi charge. She mentioned how the road is only 30 feet long, and actor Vijay's vehicle being 12 feet long occupied more than half of the road, and that was the reason people were pushed to the corner, and to make sure that the people do not fall in front of Vijay's political vehicle, the police tried to move them to the side, and it was not a lathi charge aimed at the people, but to make sure that they do not meet with an accident in front of the vehicle. The third point that the government also pointed out is where there was a blackout by the TNEB. She also says,
Thank you, Sharda, for giving us those details. There are other top focus story that we are tracking that we're going to now. After day-long curfew relaxation, the LG in Ladakh, Kavinder Gupta has now called security assessment meeting. The Ladakh Lieutenant Governor Kavinder Gupta called the meeting at the LG Secretariat Leh at 5 p.m. Officials from civil administration part of the meeting. The DG Ladakh Police also to be a part of this meeting that was held. Discussions are taking place on the further course of action on the curfew and the other restrictions. The internet ban has already been extended till the 3rd of October 2025. I want to go across to my colleague Gursimran. Gursimran, give us more details about the meeting.
As we speak, the meeting has begun at the LG Secretariat in the Leh, wherein Lieutenant Governor Kavinder Gupta is chairing this meeting. In attendance on the meeting is the Director General of Police, Ladakh, Dr. S.D. Singh Jamwal, along with Dr. Pawan Kotwal, the Chief Secretary of the UT of Ladakh, and the discussion primarily focused about the reopening, the phased reopening of the normal activities in the Union Territory of Ladakh, because today a day-long curfew relaxation was given from 10 in the morning to 5 in the evening, and the way Ladakh has responded, the administration is very sure that there are no elements in the society now, those who are amicable to the society or a threat to the sovereignty of the country, because the people have behaved in a manner that they want peace and prosperity to prevail in the Leh and Leh region of Ladakh. So now the decision will be taken about tomorrow. It is believed that the schools will be reopened tomorrow, very likely up to 5th standard, and then the next higher classes will reopen. And when it comes to the internet ban will continue till October 3rd, because Ministry of Home Affairs has already released a statement in which they have said that this ban will continue.
Thank you for giving us those details, Gursimran. It's a top focus we'll continue tracking. Coming up after a short break, Pakistan Army loses grip in Balochistan. Major suicide attack in Quetta. 10 have been reportedly dead. Over 30 have been injured.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
साथियों, हम नागरिक देवो भवः, नागरिक देवो भवः के जिस मंत्र के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म में इसकी साफ झलक दिखाई देती है। अगर हम इनकम टैक्स में छूट और जीएसटी में छूट को जोड़ दें तो एक साल में जो निर्णय हुए हैं उससे देश के लोगों को 2.5 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा की बचत होगी। और तभी तो मैं कह रहा हूं ये बचत उत्सव है। साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा और भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व हमारे एमएसएमईज यानी हमारे लघु, मध्यम और कुटीर उद्योगों पर भी है, जो देश के लोगों की जरूरत का है, जो हम देश में ही बना सकते हैं, वो हमें देश में ही बनाना चाहिए। साथियों, जीएसटी की दरें कम होने से नियम और प्रक्रियाएं और
Bulldozer rolls on the properties of rioters in Barelly. Total 73 arrested in connection with violence and riots. TVK chief Vijay releases first video message after Stampede. Says talent should target him, not the people.
हम अगर लद्दाख की हम बेहतरी चाहते हैं, वो संवाद एकमात्र मुझे लगता है रास्ता है जिसके हम किसी निष्कर्ष तक पहुंच सकते हैं, लेकिन रास्ता तो संविधान के दायरे में ही रहना चाहिए।
Ladakh LG speaks to Republic, says constitution is the red line for talks.
He was so extremely exhausted, and then he was taken to water for swimming, and he didn't have a life jacket. Siddharth were there, who were solely responsible for his everything, his manager.
Zubin Garg's wife makes explosive claims, says Zubin was neglected, blames his manager, seeks justice for the late singer. Election Commission of India releases final SIR list for Bihar Assembly elections. And Pakistan Army loses grip in Balochistan. Major suicide attack in Quetta. 10 reportedly dead, over 30 injured. Good evening. Welcome to Republic. Our top focus, the breaking news coming in, our exclusive Pakistan paramilitary forces targeted. Pakistan Army losing the grip in Balochistan is evident, where 10 people have been killed, over 30 injured, and massive explosion in Quetta. We're getting you those exclusive pictures and reports of multiple injuries. The Balochistan Health Department on Tuesday had imposed an emergency in hospitals across Quetta after this explosion reportedly injured several people in the city. We're getting more exclusive pictures from Quetta of the aftermath. And these are pictures that are coming in of Pakistan paramilitary forces that were targeted. As it's clear in Balochistan, the Pakistan Army is losing its grip. Now, Quetta was under attack after the aftermath, and these are pictures coming in also from the Balochistan Health Department on Tuesday. There's an emergency in hospitals across Quetta after the explosion. Let me go across to Gursimran joining us live on the story. Gursimran, we get these exclusive pictures. This is also very clearly the aftermath of Pakistan losing its grip yet again in Balochistan.
Yes, Rhythm, you have rightly mentioned that Pakistan is losing actually the ground in Quetta, Balochistan. Reason being that there are two factors to it. It is a two-front war that Pakistan is losing. First is that the Pakistani army, the resentment that is there against the Pakistani army, it is against the atrocities that Pakistan has committed on the people of Balochistan. And since their resources are being misused by the Pakistan, they are not being given any due credit, which actually the people of Balochistan deserve. The second thing is that the Pakistan intelligence failure, because these kind of attacks, these are clearly a major breach in the Pakistan intelligence system. That ISI that claims to cover and carry out covert operation across the world is failing in its own pitch, and they are unable to actually detect who is carrying out these attacks. And the third and the most important thing that we have seen in the recent past, that the atrocities of the Pakistan is on the rise in the people. If we speak of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, you have seen how they have striked. They have carried out 8 air strikes on their own people. If you see in the Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir, yesterday we have seen Awami Action League coming onto the roads, because what Pakistan is doing, they are actually taking down their resources.
And also very clear, at least 10 people have been killed, over 30 injured on Tuesday in this massive explosion. This is against the paramilitary forces, Gursimran, Pakistan's, and also Balochistan extremely troubled with Pakistan's continued grip on them. The blast ripped through the busy street close to the headquarters of the Frontier Constabulary in Quetta, the capital of the province. This attack has been confirmed, but they've said 32 have been injured. There's an emergency that has been declared. We've shown the visuals of that, the aftermath coming in. This is a powerful explosion that we can see on the screens ripping through the street. This is also clearly an attack by a resolve by the Baloch people who want to get peace who want to get to be Pakistan free, Gursimran?
Yes, you have rightly mentioned, and the magnitude of this attack that has taken place today afternoon is not restricted to the 10 casualties. Had it been 10 casualties, there was not a situation that all the trauma centers across the Quetta were put, Balochistan were put under the emergency alert, and all the leaves were cancelled. So this was attack is a extended magnitude attack, and the deaths that have been counted till date, they are going to increase to manifold that we are getting to know. And also the Frontier Constabulary headquarters of the Quetta was on the target. This clearly means that this was by the Baluch rebels, though they are yet to claim the responsibility, but we have seen what the Balochistan Liberation Army, Balochistan Republican Army and the Balochistan Republican Guards have done to the Pakistani security forces in last several years as they have launched a major operation against the Pakistani oppression on the people of Balochistan.
We also know that this is a part of Pakistan that wants freedom, Gursimran. Let me go across to Major Samarpal Tool, who's joining us on the phone line. Major Samarpal Tool, how do we look at this blast? Is this the Baluch people once again looking at freedom? Internal turmoil hits Pakistan yet again as the Pakistan army loses grip in Balochistan. I'll go back to him in a minute. But Gursimran, the same question to you. It's very evident that as this blast was near the headquarters in Pakistan's Quetta, it's killed 10 people. It was a powerful blast, like I was saying earlier, Gursimran, in the southwestern city of Quetta. Okay, Major Samarpal Toor is back with us on the phone line, and I put that question to you again. Major Samarpal Toor, this was a massive attack. There were reports of gunfire after the blast. Internal turmoil had hit Pakistan yet again.
You see, this is a message. This is a clear-cut message. It's a message being given to Asif Munir that Balochistan is not for sale. And this has come strategically, immediately after 48 hours when Asif Munir was, presenting the rare earth gems, gemstones and metals, what they had to offer to U.S. And so this is basically, Asif Munir is going to now get in the United States corporations and businesses in Balochistan to exploit its natural resources further. So you see, the Baluch public has never been offered jobs. They have never benefited from the CPEC project in Pakistan itself. And they have been ethnically been cleansed. And so, you see, they are on the verge of their, generations being wiped out since, the mid-2000s. Since 2005 onwards, it has been going on. So, keeping this in mind, this is a message to the Frontier Corps. Frontier Corps troops are the ones who are, recruited locally by the Pakistan Armed Forces. They know the terrain better. And so, this is a clear message being given that do not, venture into getting a foreign military and foreign businesses into Balochistan. They have already suffered on the behest of the CPEC project. They do not want it to get more ugly, and that is one of the reasons why this has happened. If you recall, in Karachi many years back, there was a Fidine attack on the Karachi Stock Exchange as well.
Major Samarpal Toor, I also wanted to ask you, after an entire train with hundreds of passengers on board was hijacked in March, the militant attacks, the terrorist attacks did not stop, so as to say. And as more and more attacks, like you rightly saying, are taking place against the Pakistan army, what is the Pakistan army doing about it? Is it losing the insurgency and the war in Balochistan?
Rhythm, I would firstly not term this as a terrorist attack. I would term it as a, freedom struggle.
I agree.
Freedom struggle by our Baluch brothers and sisters.
Yes.
And they have also called out atrocities by Pakistan military establishment, even in the United Nations. So, and as President Trump also pointed out, that the UN has been losing its, a strong stance in the world by, not being not taking bold decisions, not being very, not being very emphasizing on, sensitive topics. That is the reason why there was a fallout in Gaza that has happened. There is a fallout in Balochistan which is taking place. And so, we need to introspect, and I certainly feel we, as Indians, will not term this as a terrorist attack. This is a freedom struggle. This is a revolution. And me, on a personal note, would back the Baloch people for their ethnic cleansing. They have to fight back for survival. And this is what happens when you try to ethnically cleanse two generations of a certain society amongst your, within your own country. These are the consequences that you have to pay, and we have to stand by Balochistan at this time of need and desperation. That is what I have to say.
I completely agree with you, and I completely agree that Major Samar Paltur, India stands with the Baloch people, and this is something that we need to fight. We need to stand with, because the freedom fighters are looking to get away from the clutches of Pakistan. Thank you for being with us and giving us that perspective. I want to also show our viewers, and we're going across and showing that video that we're showing you right now. The 10 people have been killed, 30 injured in this massive explosion, this Quetta attack. And why this is so crucial right now, and why we are pointing fingers at this, is not only because this was an attack near the paramilitary headquarters in Pakistan's Quetta, but this is also, which we had the exclusive visuals, a huge explosion that took place. It was a powerful car bomb blast outside the headquarters of Pakistan's paramilitary forces in the southwestern city of Quetta. It killed 30, wounded 30 others. Explosion was followed by heavy gunfire that tore through the vicinity of the Zarghun road in Quetta, the capital of Balochistan province.
FC हेडक्वार्टर के पास धमाके से प्लाजो के साथ शीशे टूट गए और यहाँ पे फायरिंग का तबादला शुरू हुआ। FC हेडक्वार्टर के पास धमाके से प्लाजो के साथ शीशे टूट गए और यहाँ पे फायरिंग का तबादला शुरू हुआ। FC हेडक्वार्टर के पास धमाका।
It's time also to see how Pakistan loses its grip over Balochistan. The other top focus, the MHA has now formally invoked the Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty in connection with the FIR that has been launched by the Assam police regarding the unfortunate death of Zubin Garg. This has been facilitated with Singapore, and this will now facilitate the Assam police to investigate this case in Singapore. Republic has also exclusively spoken to Zubin Garg's wife. Listen in to the interview.
That actually, I also want to know what exactly had happened. And whatever we have seen through social media, the videos are out. And actually, we were in shock for initial 4 or 5 days. We didn't know anything. First day we were told that he had a seizure attack in water while he was swimming. So we accepted the fact that way. And I thought that he might have not taken the medicine, because I always keep the medicine in his bag whenever he travels. I keep it in his car also, in his bag also. We have at this house also, in studio also, wherever he goes, the probable places, everywhere I keep the medicine so that he can have anytime. That is only one medicine, he has to take that within 24 hours. Only one tablet. So I sent that with him, and then when first he was, we were told that he had that seizure attack. So that way we accepted. Then lately, after 4 or 5 days, the videos started coming out, and then we saw he was so extremely exhausted, and then he was taken to water for swimming, and he didn't have a life jacket. Once he had gone into water, he came back, and second time why he was allowed. There were so many around him. Siddharth were there, who were solely responsible for his everything, his manager. So he should have taken care of Zubin. Shekhar was there. Shekhar is also like a family member. He is with us since for last 14-15 years he has been with Zubin, so he knows everything. So and then the members of Assam Association who were present on the yacht. So many people were around, and then still he was permitted to go into water without the life jacket, and he was seen extremely exhausted. That really breaks our heart, that why he was not attended and he was not taken care of.
There was negligence not only on part of the manager but also on the part of the Assam Association.
Everyone. That is a pure case of negligence. And Zubin, he was Zubin Garg. He was everyone's, heart. He was said heartthrob, but he was everyone's son. He was everyone's brother. He was everyone's, family member. Yes. So that gem, that person was with them, and how he was left unattended that way.
There are also many conspiracy theories coming up. People are alleging that Siddharth had mismanaged a lot of funds related to Zubin Garg Music LLP, and there are some allegations also coming up that he had pocketed money which were generated through concerts and all. What do you have to say in this regard?
Those things we still have to figure out, because I was never into financial or professional matters. I never interfered. Since beginning, Zubin had always told me that I shouldn't interfere in his work, and he never did that in my work. So I knew whenever he went for some shows, I was with him. All these things personally, I tried to take care of him, but not financial things and not the professional things. I never knew. I don't even know how much, what remuneration he takes for a show, for a stage show, inside Assam or outside Assam, how the agreement is made. All these things, Zubin also never wanted me to interfere, and I also never tried to intervene in all these things. So those things I don't know. Now I have got to hear that Zubin Garg music level, whatever is the music, Zubin Garg music LLP, that there I thought Zubin was the sole owner of that level, but now I got to know that he had partnership, but still I don't know the ratio of the partnership.
Another major allegation that is coming out, Shyam Kanu Mohanta has alleged that Zubin Garg went there just to relax and he was not invited for the Northeast Festival. If you can clear this doubt, this allegation level by Shyam Kanu Mohanta.
Why would Zubin go like that? He was so busy with his film, his dream project. He was solely connected to Roy Roy Binale. That's a musical, love story, and he was so much expecting from this movie, and was deeply connected to the movie. He was playing a very different character. He had to start background music. He had to sing he wanted to sing some, read up some songs. So he wanted to sit for the mixing and mastering, for the voice dubbing, for every work. The post-production works were on. So why he would just go and want to spend time like that? Zubin is a workaholic, and when he is into something, when he is working with his dream project, why he would just waste few days for that? He was invited. Every time he goes, and he always thought that Shyam Kanu Mohanta's Northeast Festival is his festival. He always trusted everyone. He always thought that everyone is his own family. So that way, he always supported Northeast Festival. I stopped going to Northeast Festival because they paid very less. I can say they don't pay. So I stopped going to Northeast Festival in 2015-16. Since that time, I stopped going there. But Zubin, he felt still like a family. He thought I should always support Shyamkanu Mohanto because he is a good friend. He is like a family member. So Zubin went. Zubin never thought about remuneration. Zubin never thought about his professional fees. But he should have got those medical assistance, whatever he should have got. He's a star. Zubin Garg is not just someone. Maybe he is a friend to Shyamkanu Mohanto, but Zubin Garg is Zubin Garg. He should have got those medical assistance. He should have got those security assistance. Whatever provisions should have. I mean, जो दिया जाता है एक स्टार के लिए. So he should have got all those. But I don't think he got anything from there, from the organizers.
Now that you have also filed a complaint with the Assam Police CID, CID has also constituted a SIT to investigate into the matter. You had been in touch with Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma in this regard. What assurance are you getting from the government so far, as far as the investigation is concerned?
I have full confidence. I have, trust in our law, in our judiciary system. So I think we will get the justice, and they are doing their job in their own way. So ऐसे मुझे नहीं बोलना चाहिए और इंटरफियर भी मैं सोचती हूँ नहीं करना चाहिए, but I want that justice. I want to know exactly what had happened.
People of Assam, in fact, want justice. People of Assam want to know what had happened. Had you been contacted by Singapore Police or the Indian High Commission?
Yes, no, Singapore. I was contacted by Singapore Police. They asked me about the post-mortem report, whether I have got that, and how they wanted to know how should I get it, through Indian High Commission, or they asked me, or do I have any other way? So I trusted through Indian High Commission, but I still haven't got that. It's not in my hand till now. And then otherwise, I fully trust on our law.
Do you think that you have realized that there has been negligence, or do you think there was a conspiracy also going on behind Zubin Garg for some time? Was there any conspiracy, or it was a case of negligence?
See, negligence is so clear. And conspiracy, Zubin and I trusted everyone so deeply. We always thought everyone as our own people. So conspiracy, why with a person like Zubin Garg? I never thought like that before. But now, yeah, there is scope of that.
So you also want a proper investigation into the finances and etc.
Everything, every way, in every way. Now I want to know everything clearly. Why that had to happen with Zubin Garg? Zubin Garg not only as my husband, Zubin Garg as the legend, Zubin Garg as the people of Assam. Zubin Garg is everyone's family. So I want to know about that person. He was everyone's own. So I want justice for that person. Not only as my husband, but Zubin as as an artist of the millennium. As a legend, yes.
So there are high chances that there might be some conspiracy.
Yeah, there might be. No, everything is possible now. Everything is possible. I can't say anything now. Everything is possible. So proper investigation, and we want fast track investigation. We want this has to happen as soonest as possible.
Lastly, I won't take much of your time. Fans, millions of fans across Assam are deeply disturbed after the passing away of their own brother, son, a fatherly figure. What appeal would you like to make to the Zubin Garg fans at this juncture?
I would say we have to have the justice, but we shouldn't, take law and order in our hand. Let the process go in its own way. We trust in our legal system. So, but to our legal system also, I have that request that it should happen very fast. Otherwise, people will lose patience. That is also there. But to our people, I want to request, let it go in its own way, and there shouldn't be any, chaotic things happen in the society.
Thank you so much.
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
कल यानी नवरात्रि के प्रथम दिवस 22 सितंबर को सूर्योदय के साथ ही नेक्स्ट जनरेशन GST रिफॉर्म्स लागू हो जाएंगे। एक तरह से कल से देश में GST बचत उत्सव शुरू होने जा रहा है। इस GST बचत उत्सव में आपकी बचत बढ़ेगी और आप अपनी पसंद की चीजों को और ज्यादा आसानी से खरीद पाएंगे। नए स्वरूप में मुख्य रूप से अब सिर्फ 5% और 18% के ही टैक्स स्लैब रहेंगे। इसका मतलब है रोजमर्रा के इस्तेमाल की ज्यादातर चीजें और सस्ती हो जाएगी। खाने पीने का सामान, दवाइयां, साबुन, ब्रश, पेस्ट, स्वास्थ्य और जीवन बीमा, ऐसे अनेकों सामान, अनेकों सेवाएं या तो टैक्स फ्री होगी या फिर केवल 5% टैक्स देना होगा। GST कम होने से
I choose a world where we dream, and the limit is the sky. And this world is my home where I'm living my best.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a D-Decor brand. Live consciously.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा और भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व हमारे MSMEs यानी हमारे लघु, मध्यम और कुटीर उद्योगों पर भी है, जो देश के लोगों की जरूरत कम है, जो हम देश में ही बना सकते हैं, वो हमें देश में ही बनाना चाहिए। साथियों, जीएसटी की दरें कम होने से नियम और प्रक्रियाएं और आसान बनने से हमारे एमएसएमईज, हमारे लघु उद्योगों को, कुटीर उद्योगों को बहुत फायदा होगा। उनकी बिक्री बढ़ेगी और टैक्स भी कम देना पड़ेगा।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
साथियों, हम नागरिक देवो भवः, नागरिक देवो भवः के जिस मंत्र के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म में इसकी साफ झलक दिखाई देती है। अगर हम इनकम टैक्स में छूट और जीएसटी में छूट को जोड़ दें तो एक साल में जो निर्णय हुए हैं उससे देश के लोगों को 2.5 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा की बचत होगी। और तभी तो मैं कह रहा हूं ये बचत उत्सव है। साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा और भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व हमारे एमएसएमईज यानी हमारे लघु
Good evening, viewers, to the Tuesday edition of 6 Stories at 6. I'm Rakshita Mishra with you. The top story will be the Karur tragedy, how Vijay, for the first time, has come on camera, broken his silence and challenged the DMK over the blame game that's unfolding. Story number 2 is how Pakistan is crumbling down. The terror state is breaking apart. Viewers, deadly blast has rocked Quetta. Also, on the show, we get you exclusive conversation with Zubin Garg's wife, who points out that there has been negligence towards Zubin, and we will tell you about the latest on the investigation. And the heat is on molester Baba. Viewers, incriminating chats have been discovered by the police on his mobile phone. Also, we'll tell you the latest updates from Ladakh and the conversation Republic TV had with the Lieutenant Governor. And story number 6 is Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan's alert, the fresh alert that he has said one must be prepared for bio threats and nuclear contamination. We'll get you more on that. But first, the top story that we're tracking for you from Karur. Because Tamil Nadu is in mourning, and as the Karur Stampede tragedy continues to stir shockwaves across the state, TVK chief Vijay finally spoke, breaking his silence with an emotional message, even as he faced tough political questions he is facing currently, but he has not addressed any of these questions. He's just said that he challenges the DMK. He says that if Stalin wants to target him, he should target him, not his people. And also, he has said that he will be meeting the victims very, very soon. Take a look.
For the first time since the Karur Stampede claimed 41 lives, TVK chief Vijay has broken the silence, putting out an emotional video message late last night. In that message, a visibly shaken Vijay said his heart is full of pain. He admitted that people had come to the rally for him and said no words could make up for the lives lost. Calling it the toughest moment of his lifetime, Vijay assured that the truth will come out soon. He said that he shares the pain of every family who lost a loved one and promised to meet the victims at the earliest.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். என் லைஃப்பில் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு பெயின்ஃபுல்லான ஒரு சுச்சுவேஷனை நான் ஃபேஸ் பண்ணதே கிடையாது. மனசு முழுக்க வலி மட்டும்தான். இந்த சுற்றுப்பயணத்தில் என்னென்ன மக்கள் பார்க்க வராங்க, அதுக்கு ஒரே ஒரு காரணம் தான் அவங்க என் மேலே வச்சிருக்கிற அன்பும் பாசம். அந்த அன்புக்கும் பாசத்துக்கும் நான் எப்பவும் கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கிறேன். அதனால தான் இந்த சுற்றுப்பயணத்தில் மற்ற எல்லா விஷயங்களையும் தாண்டி மக்களுடைய சேஃப்டி, அதில் எந்த காம்ப்ரமைஸும் பண்ணிடக்கூடாதுன்றதுக்காக தான் அது என் மனசில் ரொம்ப ஆழமாக இருக்கும் அந்த எண்ணம். அதனால தான் இந்த அரசியல் காரணங்கள் எல்லாத்தையும் தவிர்த்துட்டு ஒதுக்கி வச்சுட்டு மக்களுடைய சேஃப்டி மட்டும் மைண்டில் வச்சுக்கிட்டு அதுக்கான இடங்களை சூஸ் பண்ணுறது, அதுக்கான இடங்களை பார்த்து பெர்மிஷன் கேட்குறது, போலீஸ் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்டில் அதை ரிக்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணி கேட்போம். ஆனால் நடக்கக்கூடாதது நடந்துருச்சு. ஆனால் மனுஷன் தானே, அந்த நேரத்தில் அத்தனை பேர் பாதிக்கப்பட்டு இருக்கும்போது எப்படி அந்த ஊரை விட்டுட்டு என்னால் கிளம்பி வர முடியும்? நான் திரும்ப அங்கே போகணும்னு இருந்துச்சுன்னா அது ஒரு காரணம் காட்டி அங்கே வேறு சில பதட்டமான சிச்சுவேஷன்ஸ், வேறு சில சம்பாவிதங்கள்.
Vijay also made a direct political statement telling Chief Minister Stalin to target him if need be, but not his people. He defended those arrested and named in the FIR, insisting that his cadre did nothing wrong.
சோஷியல் மீடியாவை சேர்ந்த நண்பர்கள், தோழர்கள் அவங்க மேலே எஃப்ஐஆர்லாம் போட்டு இப்போ பிடிச்சிட்டு இருக்கிறாங்க. சிஎம் சார், உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது இந்த பழி வாங்கணும் அப்படின்ற எண்ணம் ஏதாவது இருந்துச்சுன்னா என்ன வேணாலும் பண்ணுங்க. அவங்க மேலே கை வைக்காதீங்க. நான் ஒன்று வீட்டில் இருப்பேன், இல்லை நான் ஆஃபீஸில் இருப்பேன். என்ன வேணாலும் செய்யுங்க. நண்பர்களே, தோழர்களே, நம்மளோட அரசியல் பயணம் இன்னும் ஸ்ட்ராங்காக, இன்னும் தைரியத்தோட கண்டினியூ ஆகும்.
Even as the controversy builds, the NDA has stepped in, sending an 8-member fact-finding team to Karur. The delegation led by Mathura MP Hema Malini will meet the bereaved families and submit its report to BJP National President JP Nadda.
It is such a horrible and a biggest stampede which has happened, which has never happened in the history of politics, I would say that, because normally political rallies are done in a very proper way. I went and saw the place where the stampede took place. It is very sad to see such a sight, because one after the other, one over the other, the people have fallen and died in the ditch, and then the electricity went off suddenly, and then somebody is throwing chappal and all. I mean, I heard all this thing. It is unheard, you know. It's something very different kind of a thing. So who is responsible for all this thing, we want to know. So that is why we all came for this delegation.
BJP MP Anurag Thakur, also part of the team, declared that no stone would be left unturned in the probe.
There have been so many theories that are floating, and also our MP delegation, we heard so many things from the people, like there were knives, hitting around people, there was wanton power cut, and there were some miscreants entering into the rally. So we'll have to wait for Mr. Vijay's version on what has transpired on that very fateful day. So once we get to know that, we'll be able to comment on it. Going strictly by the law, the organizers will have to be accountable as well. It is not about revenge or arrest, but they'll have to give their version so that the investigation can be complete. So I think this is more to do with the cinematic dialogue rather than, coming into terms with the reality.
Moving now, viewers, moving on from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa to the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Balochistan now in the latest. Pakistan is on the edge. Just today, after massive protests rocked Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, a deadly blast has ripped through Quetta, turning the city into a war zone. Balochistan, viewers, has been on the boil for a long time. And remember, this comes after Asim Munir and Shehbaz Sharif were in Washington, D.C., and they were showing those rare earth mineral samples to Donald Trump, which has angered the Balochis further. And remember, viewers, it has only put Balochistan on the boil. Terror state is now breaking down. 10 lives, at least 10 have been killed, several injured, and gunfire continues to ring on the streets of Quetta. Pakistan's collapse is now playing out in real time.
A day after massive protests rocked POK against the Shehbaz Sharif government, a deadly blast has now ripped through Pakistan's Balochistan. What looked like a routine day turned into a blood-soaked battlefield after a bomb explosion. The bomb detonated outside the Frontier Corps headquarters in Quetta's Zargun Road. CCTV footage has captured the sheer horror, a powerful blast tearing through a busy road. 10 people killed, several others grievously injured. And it did not just stop there. Hear this.
FC हेडक्वार्टर के पास धमाके से प्लाजो के साथ शीशे टूट गए और यहाँ पे फायरिंग का तबादला शुरू हुआ.
Gunfire followed the explosion, turning Quetta into a war zone. The blast was so massive, it rattled Model Town and nearby areas. Windows shattered, buildings damaged, civilians running in terror. Panic, fear and blood on the streets of Quetta. Rescue teams rushed in, police cordoned off the area and hospitals were thrown into emergency mode. Even Frontier Corps personnel were not spared, injured in the gunfire and blast. Quetta has long been bleeding at the hands of separatist groups like the BLA. But under Shehbaz Sharif's weak leadership, the state has crumbled further. BLA continues to target civilians and Pakistan Army alike, and the government remains helpless. The fresh wave of violence comes right after the unprecedented protests in POK, a region that has completely rejected Shehbaz's government. Defense experts call it a chilling reminder. Pakistan today is a country in collapse.
See, this reminds us of the same incident, the Fidain attack that took place on the Karachi Stock Exchange. So, this is the Frontier Corps office of Pakistan in Quetta. So, it is a very clear and a blunt message that they do not want the Frontier Corps present in Balochistan or any of the areas around it. And so, the repercussions are what we see, the visuals on the screens.
Chaos in POK, bloodshed in Balochistan. Shehbaz Sharif and General Munir have lost control. Pakistan is burning, protests on one side, separatist war on the other, and a government caught in complete paralysis. Just days ago, the BLA openly targeted Pakistan army posts. Today, the heart of Quetta is under attack. Shehbaz Sharif's Pakistan stands exposed, a nation descending into anarchy.
Now, Assam continues to remain in a state of shock and a state of mourning as it remembers beloved singer Zubin Garg. Autopsies have ruled out foul play, but allegations of negligence in political shielding, financial misconduct have sparked outrage. The SIT is on the case, but questions remain over what really happened to Zubin. Those questions are still unanswered. Zubin's wife has spoken to Republic TV exclusively. She opened up on the investigation and what does she think is are the things that are allegedly being hidden. Listen in.
Assam's beloved singer Zubin Garg died in Singapore on September 19th. Autopsies in Singapore and Assam ruled out foul play, but questions refused to die down. Congress MP Gaurav Gogoi now alleges that Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma is shielding two key suspects, Zubin's manager Siddharth Sharma and event organizer Shamkanu Mahanta.
The role of the Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma ji is extremely dubious, and we still don't know where the manager of Zubin Garg is and where the main event organizer behind that festival in Singapore, where these two people are. The Chief Minister himself has said that he is allowing them till 6th of October to appear before the police. Why this special VIP treatment?
Meanwhile, Zubin's wife, Garima Shaikia Garg, is demanding answers. She wants to know what happened in his final moments and why no one stopped him from entering the water. Speaking exclusively to Republic after Zubin's death, Garima also spoke about the financial angle as well.
That actually, I also want to know what exactly had happened. And whatever we have seen through social media, the videos are out, and actually we were in shock for initial 4 or 5 days. We didn't know anything. First day we were told that he had seizure attack in water while he was swimming. So many people were around, and then still he was permitted to go into water without the life jacket, and he was seen extremely exhausted. That really breaks our heart, that why he was not attended and he was not taken care of.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Home Affairs has now formally invoked the Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty in connection with the FIR lodged by Assam Police regarding the unfortunate death of Zubin Garg. This will felicitate Assam Police to investigate in Singapore. On Saturday evening, the family filed a formal complaint with the Assam Police, naming Mahanta and Siddharth Sharma as main accused. They also want everyone who was with Zubin on that fateful day brought under the probe. The very next day, CID officials visited the singer's residence to record the family's statement. The Assam government has formed a 10-member SIT, led by Special DGP MP Gupta, to investigate.
Now, it's a case of shocking story. It's a shocking story of betrayal, lust and lies. A self-styled godman who wrapped himself in saffron and claimed to show the path of spirituality now stands unmasked as nothing but a predator. Swami Chaitanyananda Saraswati, once worshipped by his followers, is today disgraced as a molester tag. With a molester tag, and dozens of women have been victimized by him, faith exploited and religion abused. From deleted chats to the secret CCTV app, the investigation reveals a disturbing trail of deceit and perversion. This is not divinity, this is depravity.
The man on your screen is no saint, no seer. He is a predator parading as a god-man. He calls himself Swami Chaitanyananda Saraswati. But behind the saffron robe lies a dark underbelly. A molester tag that now defines him. Dozens of innocent women fell prey, lured, harassed and molested, all under the grab of religion. The Delhi police has launched a deep investigation into his sinister web. Investigators reveal that the absconding Swami was using London-based WhatsApp numbers to dodge tracking. But his digital trail betrayed him. Traced through his IP address, the long hands of law caught him. What police found on his mobile was shocking. A CCTV app, deleted chats, wiped call records, and a desperate attempt to hide evidence. But the truth surfaced. Chaitanya Ananda's disturbing pattern of perversion was laid bare. A so-called godman secretly clicking pictures of students, of his own staff without consent, without shame. Investigators recovered vulgar chats with multiple women, including fresh conversations dated just days before his arrest.
All right, now, today at the Manekshaw Center in Delhi, India's Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan sent out a strong message and also issued an alarm. Now, speaking at the 100th Rising Day of the Military Nursing Service, CDS invoked the Prime Minister's words on nuclear deterrence, warning against future bio-threats and underlined the importance of data security in an era of information warfare. He also warned against the threat of he in fact issued alert on bio threats and also the radio contamination being the threats for future.
Today at the Manekshaw Center, CDS General Anil Chauhan addressed the 100th Rising Day of Military Nursing Service. Quoting Prime Minister's words of nuclear deterrence, CDS Chauhan noted that while the risk of nuclear threats is low, protocols for radiological contamination should be part of the training.
Post-Operation Sindoor, our Honorable Prime Minister has said that India will not be deterred by nuclear blackmail. While the possibility of use of nuclear weapons in our context is very, very low, but it would be prudent to take this into a security calculus. Radiological contamination requires different protocols for treatment and must be part of our training. Preparedness against nuclear threats contributes toward deterrence against its use, and I think that's important.
CDS warned that bio threats, whether natural or man-made, may rise in future. Nurses must be trained for effective treatment.
The second important thing I think is about bio threats. The training of our nurses must take into account the challenges we may face in future. The world has been through a period of intense travails and tribulations during the COVID pandemic. In my view, bio threats, whether they are man-made, could be accidental or they are natural, they are likely to increase in future. Defense against such threats and treatment of infected persons requires different treatment protocols. We must be prepared for this in future.
On data
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर्नब मसाला
त्योहार की खुशियां होंगी डबल। हुंडई सुपर डिलाइट डेज में आपकी मनपसंद कार्स पर मिल रही है कमाल के डील्स। वैसे लोगे तो आप हुंडई चाहे दिल की सुनो या डील्स की।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा आर्नब मसाला।
Bliss. Sometimes it dances on your skin like first rain. Weaves the magic of warmth into a cold day. It teases, it soothes, and sometimes speaks without words. Experience bliss in all its forms with Hindware. Hindware, designed for bliss.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
कल यानी नवरात्रि के प्रथम दिवस 22 सितंबर को सूर्योदय के साथ ही नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म्स लागू हो जाएंगे। एक तरह से कल से देश में जीएसटी बचत उत्सव शुरू होने जा रहा है। इस जीएसटी बचत उत्सव में आपकी बचत बढ़ेगी और आप अपनी पसंद की चीजों को और ज्यादा आसानी से खरीद पाएंगे। नए स्वरूप में मुख्य रूप से अब सिर्फ 5% और 18% के ही टैक्स स्लैब रहेंगे। इसका मतलब है रोजमर्रा के इस्तेमाल की ज्यादातर चीजें और सस्ती हो जाएगी। खाने पीने का सामान, दवाइयां, साबुन, ब्रश, पेस्ट, स्वास्थ्य और जीवन बीमा, ऐसे अनेकों सामान, अनेकों सेवाएं या तो टैक्स फ्री होगी या फिर केवल 5% टैक्स देना होगा। जीएसटी कम होने से अब देश के नागरिकों के लिए अपने सपने पूरे करना और आसान होगा। घर बनाना, टीवी, फ्रिज खरीदने की बात हो, स्कूटर, बाइक, कार खरीदना हो, ये सब पर अब कम खर्च करना होगा। आपके लिए घूमना फिरना भी सस्ता हो जाएगा, क्योंकि ज्यादातर होटल्स के कमरों पर भी जीएसटी कम कर दिया गया है। हम नागरिक देवो भवः, नागरिक देवो भवः के जिस मंत्र के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म में इसकी साफ झलक दिखाई देती है। अगर हम इनकम टैक्स में छूट और जीएसटी में छूट को जोड़ दें तो एक साल में जो निर्णय हुए हैं उससे देश के लोगों को 2.5 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा की बचत होगी। और तभी तो मैं कह रहा हूं ये बचत उत्सव है। साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा। साथियों, हम नागरिक देवो भवः, नागरिक देवो भवः के जिस मंत्र के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म में इसकी साफ
Bliss. Sometimes it dances on your skin like first rain. Weaves the magic of warmth into a cold day. Sometimes it drapes you in colors, fresh and new. Experience bliss in all its forms with Hindwear. Hindwear, designed for bliss.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
I choose a world where we dream, and the limit is the sky. And this world is my home where I'm living my best.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a decor brand. Live consciously.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर्नब मसाला। भारत की अपनी दुकान इंडिया सोना, अपने देश का सामान इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना,
इंडिया सोना।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। MDH
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा आर्नब मसाला।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा और भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व हमारे MSMEs यानी हमारे लघु, मध्यम और कुटीर उद्योगों पर भी है, जो देश के लोगों की जरूरत कम है, जो हम देश में ही बना सकते हैं, वो हमें देश में ही बनाना चाहिए। साथियों, GST की दरें कम होने से नियम और प्रक्रियाएं और आसान बनने से हमारे MSMEs, हमारे लघु उद्योगों को, कुटीर उद्योगों को बहुत फायदा होगा। उनकी बिक्री बढ़ेगी और टैक्स भी कम देना पड़ेगा, यानी उनको भी डबल फायदा होगा। इसलिए आज मेरी MSME से लघु उद्योग हो, सूक्ष्म उद्योग हो, कुटीर उद्योग हो, आप सबसे बहुत अपेक्षाएं हैं। आपको भी पता है, जब भारत समृद्धि के शिखर पर था, तब भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था का मुख्य आधार हमारे MSMEs थे, हमारे लघु और कुटीर उद्योग थे। भारत की मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, भारत में बने सामानों की क्वालिटी बेहतर होती थी। हमें उस गौरव को वापस पाना है। हमारे लघु उद्योग जो बनाए, वो दुनिया में हर कसौटी पर बेस्ट हो, उत्तम से उत्तम हो। हम जो मैन्युफैक्चर करें, वो दुनिया में आन बान शान के साथ देश के सारे पैरामीटर को पार करने वाला।
Welcome back, friends. From Vijay's statement,
on his disappearance and then, of course, taking on the DMK government, which hit back with a top-level press conference from its bureaucrats, including the DGP and the Chief Secretary, to the bulldozer action in Uttar Pradesh. All that, let's begin with the headlines. And a breaking news, in fact, coming in, that the Enforcement Directorate has raided at least 6 premises in the case of Reliance Infrastructure under the FEMA, which is Foreign Exchange Management Act. And this is in connection with illegal remittances abroad. 6 premises at Indore and Mumbai raided by the Enforcement Directorate. This is part of an ongoing probe against the Anil Ambani-led company. And Enforcement Directorate carrying out these raids as we speak. This is part of a larger probe going on by law enforcement agencies, including the Enforcement Directorate, including CBI. Okay, before I go to Reporter Live, there is already a statement coming in from Reliance Infrastructure Limited, which clarifies, which says that media reports regarding survey by the ED under FEMA in relation to a matter dating back 15 years. In 2010, the company had awarded an EPC contract for the construction of the JR Toll Road, Jaipur Ringas Highway, to Prakash Asphaltings and Toll Highways. This was a domestic contract with no foreign exchange involved. The work was completed and the company has no continuing connection or relationship with the said contractor. The toll road is with the NHAI now for the last 4 years, so the company and its officials are fully cooperating as always. So, the Reliance Infrastructure Management admitting that yes, there is a search and survey going on by the Enforcement Directorate, which is essentially the word used by the agencies for a raid, and that this is pertaining to a 15-year-old case, not a recent one. Aditya is live with us for more on this. Aditya, what more can you share? The Reliance Infrastructure Management obviously playing it down, but what's the ED case against the company?
Well, the ED case in this case is a matter relating to a foreign illegal remittance being made out of India. In this case, what ED is alleging is that there was an illegal remittance which was made to the foreign account offshore, but on the contradictory, what is happening is that Anil Ambani-led infra group is alleging that, is contending in this case that whatever the contract was, it was domestic contract, the deal was done in domestic character, thus the FEMA doesn't apply in this case. So what we are having here is 2 contradictory statements coming, but 2 actually opposite coming in from ED, which says this is a FEMA matter because of illegal remittance made foreign, and other in India, Anil Ambani saying that this was a domestic contract which does not involve any kind of foreign remittance, and the group is cooperating with the survey which is undergoing.
Okay. Thank you so much, Aditya, there confirming that yes, a search and survey is going on by the Enforcement Directorate, and yes, indeed, this is an old case, but then the fact that a probe is on and Reliance Infrastructure there in their statement admitting that they are cooperating with the agency. Moving on for now, and another breaking news development coming in. The All India Muslim Personal Law Board has strongly condemned the arrest of Maulana Taqir Raza Khan along with several others. This is in connection with the Barelly violence and vandalism. The board demands, the AIMPLB demands or has demanded the immediate and unconditional release of the Maulana, who's been arrested and put in judicial custody. The board also expresses grave concern over the brutal police action against peaceful demonstrations taking place across the state in response to the Kanpur incident, is what the statement from AIMPLB says. The All India Muslim Personal Law Board, they're coming in defense of Maulana Taqir Raza Khan, the Barelvi leader from Barelly, who was arrested. In fact, there is bulldozer action going on against some of those arrested in connection with the Barelly violence. The Yogi government following the template of carrying out bulldozer demolitions. against those who were involved in any act of vandalism of public property and violence and communal riots. Remember, these protests or this vandalism has been on in some towns of Uttar Pradesh, and Barelly saw post-Friday prayers and increased intensity of these protests. Let's try to understand what's happening on the ground. Ajay Dubey joins us live on the phone, in fact, from Lucknow for more on this. Ajay, AIM PLB coming out in full support of Maulana Taqir Raza Khan. What's the legal status? Is he in judicial custody? Is he going to be there for a while? Is he going to get bail? And what's the position of the Yogi government on this?
See, Yogi government is right now investigating all the issue. Whatever happened in Barelly is a very serious thing, and the statement given by Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, he made it very clear that his determination about law and order is very clear. And what action we are watching right now in Barelli, where we can see more than 50 arrests is completed now, and a half encounter is also done where police was following a culprit, and he started firing on police, and later on police did a half encounter and arrested him. So various things are happening right now, and regarding Maulana, police is investigating this issue. The partners of Maulana, the crime friends of Maulana, police is doing a continuous action on those individuals. They are using bulldozers, they are using various equipments to follow this case. So whatever happening in Barelli is an example in Uttar Pradesh what Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath is trying to explain. And what we need to understand right now in this case is that it's a big challenge for law and order. It is happening all around Uttar Pradesh, and what happened in Barelli was a very severe thing. So legal action is being taken. The senior bureaucrats of Uttar Pradesh, the DGP headquarters, they are continuously following this case, and later on we'll be watching more arrests in this case.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ajay, with those details there. But it seems that this is not ending anytime soon. The Yogi government clearly sending across a strong message with this bulldozer action taking place against some of the rioters. So we have, in fact, a soundbite of police Ajay Sahni, DIG of Barelly. Let's listen to him.
शुक्रवार को जो घटनाक्रम हुआ था उसके पश्चात कई लोग चिन्हित हुए थे वीडियो और फोटोज के आधार पर जिन पे कार्रवाई की गई। इसमें मौलाना तौकीर के साथ साथ बहुत सारे तौकीर के एसोसिएट्स जो हैं वो जेल गए हैं एविडेंस के आधार पर। इसी क्रम में जो फोटो और वीडियोज प्राप्त हुए थे उसमें ये भी पाया गया कि इसमें बाहर के भी काफी लोग शामिल थे। इसमें बंगाल बिहार के लोगों की भी पूर्व में गिरफ्तारी सुनिश्चित करके उनको जेल भेजा गया है। इसके साथ साथ न केवल बरेली बल्कि आसपास के जनपदों के लोगों की संलिप्तता भी कुछ सामने आई है। इससे कन्फर्म हो गया है कि अचानक भी प्रतिक्रिया नहीं थी बल्कि पूर्व से सुनियोजित थी, जिसमें पहले से ही पोस्टर, बैनर, बहुत सारे बॉटल्स और बहुत सारी चीजें इकट्ठी की गई थी और ये लोग शामिल थे। इन सभी तथ्यों को देखते हुए जो टीम है वो प्रभावी तरीके से इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रही है और जैसे जैसे तथ्य सामने आएंगे उस हिसाब से विधिक कार्रवाई सुनिश्चित की जाएगी और वैज्ञानिक साक्ष्यों के आधार पर सारी विवेचनाएं पूरी की जाएंगी।
सर, क्या कुछ फाइनेंशियल भी इनको हेल्प कहाँ से मिल रही थी, कहीं बाहर से आती थी, उसका भी इसमें इस्तेमाल हुआ है?
उस सारे तथ्यों की हम लोग जांच कर रहे हैं। इनके जो भी बैंक अकाउंट्स हैं प्लस इनके जो बाकी इनके संस्थाओं के अकाउंट्स हैं उन सभी की हम लोग जांच कर रहे हैं, जिससे सारी चीजें निकलकर सामने आएंगी और समय समय पर जैसी चीजें सामने आएंगी वो आप लोगों के साथ हम लोग शेयर करेंगे।
सर, ये जो कॉन्स्पिरेटर थे इनकी क्या एम्बिशंस थी जिसको लेकर इन्होंने हिंसा कराई?
अभी तक जो तथ्य सामने आए हैं उसमें यही था कि लगातार 7 दिनों तक इनसे बातचीत की गई। इनको ये भी बताया गया कि त्योहार का टाइम चल रहा है, इस समय इकट्ठा ना करें, भीड़ ना जुटाए लोगों को, लेकिन लगातार इनके द्वारा इन सब चीजों से अलग अलग बातें करी जाती रही, जिसका परिणाम स्वरूप विवाद हुआ। बहुत सारे तथ्य हैं इसमें जिसकी हम लोग जांच कर रहे हैं, जो भी बेचना का विषय है। जल्द ही सारी बातें हम आप लोगों से शेयर करेंगे।
सर, मेन कॉन्स्पिरेटर्स जो है वो सारे अरेस्ट हो चुके हैं। डॉक्टर नफीस का क्या कोई स्टेटस पता लगा है?
अभी इसमें मौलाना तौकीर की, नदीम की, शकलैनी की, इन सबों की गिरफ्तारी हो गई है। बाकी कई लोग ऐसे हैं जो इमीडिएट हिरासत में लिए गए हैं जिनसे पूछताछ चल रही है और जैसे जैसे कार्रवाई आगे होगी।
All right, let's look at some other stories from across the country in just 1 minute. Bharat in 1.
Bharat 1 Minute brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
People rushed to the markets in late today after curfew was eased following violent protests in the Union Territory that happened last week. After a day-long curfew relaxation, LG Ladakh called a security assessment meeting. Officials from civil administration, the DG of police also participated. Discussion took place on further course of action and even more relaxations in terms of curfew and other restrictions. Internet ban, however, has been extended till October 3. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, along with Ministers M.B. Patil, Krishna Bairegoda and Priyank Kharge, went on an aerial survey to look at the damages caused by flooding around the Bhima coastal areas. YSRCP party workers staged a protest against TDP government over the privatization of medical colleges. Party leaders and activists staged demonstrations across all district headquarters. They strongly oppose the government move, calling it anti-people and anti-constitution. Former Chief Minister and YSRCP Chief Jagan also strongly opposed the privatization and said that the move will be withdrawn if YSRCP comes back to power. All right, another breaking coming in, and that's a case has been registered against Arnab Arjun, TVK General Secretary, who made a request on social media to engage in violence and create a Gen Z-like revolution of Nepal kind in Karur after the Stampede. This is an aide of actor cum politician Vijay, and his name is Arnab Arjun. He put a social media post calling for scaling up of protests and even using the Nepal simile. And Sharda is joining us live for more on this. Sharda, this seems like supporters of Vijay, in this case Arnab, got too excited and came out with those posts. The DMK government making sure that nobody who tried to or wanted to incite violence and law and order situation does not go unpunished. What's happening on the ground with the kind of press conference we saw today? Is the DMK government very sure that there was something done by the Vijay party, TVK, only because of which the stampede happened?
Abhishek, we've seen the last 4 days, it's been a continuous political blame game between the DMK and the TVK, whereas the TVK has been pointing out that the state did not give them enough support, which resulted in the stampede, whereas today the state government, with the help of the health secretary and the ADGP was in charge here, took a note saying the number of police deployed were right, and it was only after Vijay's vehicle that came in, which was late by 10 hours, and also the vehicle, they also pointed out how the vehicle length took up half the road's space, and that's the reason which led to the stampede, and showing the videos of what exactly happened in timeline. The DMK is trying to say that the entire blame is on the TVK, whereas TVK leader Vijay trying to point out, telling that they did not know a situation like stampede arise in Karur, and even after knowing, they tried to reason it out by telling that they expected it the crowd to clear after Vijay left, but they didn't expect it to worsen it. And we also now saw how DMK is taking continuous action against people who is alleging and misspreading the rumors on social media. Especially already 4 arrests have been made. One especially of a YouTuber, a journalist named Felix, who said that there is a conspiracy behind this and the DMK is behind the stampede, and the political blame game continues constantly. And now Arnab Arjun of the TVK, who actually posted a tweet today early in the morning and later deleted it, where he said Nepal-like situation of Gen Z protest will be happening in Karur in Tamil Nadu because of what the DMK is doing, especially denoting the arrests that have been made based on the social media posts.
Okay, but which side is the conspiracy then? DMK is saying the TVK conspired with that, somebody asking for, power cut so that a halo could be created around actor Vijay, politician Vijay on the bus that he was. And then the TVK saying that the DMK, uncomfortable as it is with the rise of their leader, they conspired to create this situation. You have been there on the ground, Sharda, for the last 3 days. Tell us, where do the facts lie?
Well, the power cut plays a major role when it comes to the Karur Stampede, Abhishek. So, what we learned from the eyewitness on the ground was that as soon as the people tried to move into the generator room, as soon as Vijay came in, the power was immediately cut to make sure that people in the generator room do not get electrocuted even by mistake. And even before Vijay came, the electricity board had cut off power for the entire area where the political rally was to take place to make sure that people do not climb on transformers. And we have a bite where the TNEB person Raj Lakshmi saying that the power was initially cut but later switched on when Vijay had come to the area.
I lost Sharda there, but we have Mr. Narayan Tirupati. He's a spokesperson of the BJP speaking to us from Chennai. Mr. Tirupati, all this action by the DMK government clearly suggests that they are very confident that whatever happened, which led to this stampede and the unfortunate death of 41, is because the TVK clearly mismanaged the situation. And that's why they are going after these cadres who went on social media demanding all these protests.
Oh, see, in the social media, if somebody has to get arrested because of social media post, then it will be the DMK cadres who have posted so many irrelevant things and who have posted very bad things, rumors about the TVK and Vijay. So, this is not fair. That is what we have said, that the ruling DMK, the Dravida model DMK, is definitely a fascist party which is trying to curb the opposition. This is really bad. While we condemn the DMK, it is the other Arjuna also. He was very right in saying that their rights are being curtailed, but it is not correct to instigate the people to come against the government. That is wrong. So we are of the opinion that the DMK is trying to support so many facts as told by Mr. Vijay also.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Tirupati there. The BJP view, of course, so much of politicking happening now on the unfortunate death of 41 in the stampede. We still in a short break on this note, but coming up on the other side, more details about what has happened in Karur today with an NDA delegation visiting the spot.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये हित तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा।
त्योहार भी आ गए और हुंडई सुपर डिलाइट डेज भी। अब हर कदम पे खुशियां बांटेंगे। हर सेलिब्रेशन अपना अपना सा लगेगा। यही तो टाइम है प्यार दिखाने का। अपनी फेवरेट हुंडई कार को आपकी मनपसंद हुंडई कारों पर मिल रही है कमाल की डील्स। वैसे लोगे तो आप हुंडई ही, चाहे दिल की सुनो या डील्स की।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
I choose a world where we dream and the limit is the sky, and this world is my home where I'm living my best.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a D-Decor brand. Live consciously.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
Bliss. Sometimes it dances on your skin like first rain. Weaves the magic of warmth into a cold day. It teases, it soothes, and sometimes speaks without words. Experience bliss in all its forms with Hindware. Hindware, designed for bliss.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
साथियों, हम नागरिक देवो भवः, नागरिक देवो भवः के जिस मंत्र के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म में इसकी साफ झलक दिखाई देती है। अगर हम इनकम टैक्स में छूट और जीएसटी में छूट को जोड़ दें तो एक साल में जो निर्णय हुए हैं उससे देश के लोगों को 2.5 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा की बचत होगी। और तभी तो मैं कह रहा हूं ये बचत उत्सव है। साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा और भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व हमारे एमएसएमईज यानी हमारे लघु, मध्यम और कुटीर उद्योगों पर भी है, जो देश के लोगों की जरूरत कम है, जो हम देश में ही बना सकते हैं, वो हमें देश में ही बनाना चाहिए। साथियों, जीएसटी की दरें कम होने से नियम और प्रक्रियाएं और आसान बनने से हमारे एमएसएमईज, हमारे लघु उद्योगों को, कुटीर उद्योगों को बहुत फायदा होगा। उनकी बिक्री बढ़ेगी और टैक्स भी कम देना पड़ेगा, यानी उनको भी डबल फायदा होगा। इसलिए आज मेरी एमएसएमई से लघु उद्योग हो, सूक्ष्म उद्योग हो, कुटीर उद्योग हो, आप सबसे बहुत अपेक्षाएं हैं। आपको भी पता है, जब भारत समृद्धि के शिखर पर था, तब भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था का मुख्य आधार हमारे एमएसएमईज थे, हमारे लघु और कुटीर उद्योग थे। भारत की मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, भारत में बने सामानों की क्वालिटी बेहतर होती थी। हमें उस गौरव को वापस पाना है। हमारे लघु उद्योग जो बनाए वो दुनिया में हर कसौटी पर बेस्ट हो, उत्तम से उत्तम हो। हम जो मैन्युफैक्चर करें वो दुनिया में आन बान शान के साथ देश के सारे पैरामीटर को पार करने वाला हो। हमारे प्रोडक्ट्स की क्वालिटी दुनिया में भारत की पहचान बढ़ाए, भारत का गौरव बढ़ाए। हमें इस लक्ष्य को लेकर काम करना है। साथियों, देश की स्वतंत्रता को जैसे स्वदेशी के मंत्र से ताकत मिली, वैसे ही देश की समृद्धि को भी है। साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही।
त्योहार भी आ गए और हुंडे सुपर डिलाइट डेज भी। अब हर कदम पे खुशियां बांटेंगे। हर सेलिब्रेशन अपना अपना सा लगेगा, यही तो टाइम है प्यार दिखाने का। अपनी फेवरेट हुंडई कार को आपकी मनपसंद हुंडई कारों पर मिल रही है कमाल की डील्स। वैसे लोगे तो आप हुंडई ही, चाहे दिल की सुनो या डील्स की।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे।
Bliss. Sometimes it dances on your skin like first rain. Weaves the magic of warmth into a cold day. And sometimes it drapes you in colors, fresh and new. Experience bliss in all its forms with Hindwear. Hindwear, designed for bliss.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी। इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा, मसाला।
भारत की अपनी दुकान, इंडिया सोना। अपने देश का सामान, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना। MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
कल यानी नवरात्रि के प्रथम दिवस 22 सितंबर को सूर्योदय के साथ ही नेक्स्ट जनरेशन GST रिफॉर्म्स लागू हो जाएंगे। एक तरह से कल से देश में GST बचत उत्सव शुरू होने जा रहा है। इस GST बचत उत्सव में आपकी बचत बढ़ेगी।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Thank you for joining us on This Is Exclusive. Ladies and gentlemen, something is happening in Pakistan. In case you've been watching the coverage here on Republic TV, we have, as usual, inside access to the pictures in Pakistan. Different parts of Pakistan where it's clear the government and the failed marshal are losing control. In POK, there is a full-blown revolt on the streets. Pictures coming up on the show. And in Quetta, Balochistan, there's been a blast and over 12 people have died. And that situation too is getting out of hand for Pakistan. That and more coming up. Here are the headlines. Complete internal turmoil in Pakistan. Different cities imploding. Pakistan Army is losing its grip, faces back-to-back attacks in Balochistan region.
शीशे टूट गए।
और यहाँ पे फायरिंग का तबादला शुरू है।
10 killed, over 30 injured in the Quetta blast in Pakistan. No group has taken responsibility.
Extremely exhausted, and then he was taken to water for swimming, and he didn't have a life checkup. Siddharth were there, who were solely responsible for his everything, his manager.
Wife of singer Zubin Garg speaks to Republic, demands justice, says she wants a fast-tracked investigation. And as we start the show at 7 p.m., beginning with some pictures that came in from POK, ladies and gentlemen. POK is erupting. And the anger in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is at its peak this evening. These are some of the images that came in. Take a look at this. These pictures of anger across POK against the Pakistani state, the Pakistani army. There is a lockdown. There is a shutdown in the entire POK region. And this is after firing on demonstrators. And there was a firing that was conducted on a peaceful rally. Look at these videos. These are exclusive images. Let's put a watermark on them. That's an exclusive video that's coming. These are videos that came in of how people are fighting back. And this is after the firing that was reported on some peaceful protesters. There are 4 videos that have come in. In fact, let's play those videos one by one. There's a protest march that was carried out, and people you saw there pushing trucks, containers into the rivers, pushing them over a bridge. This was another protest march that was carried out where thousands of people marched. And this is a third video that we have where again you can see thousands of people gathered raising slogans against the Pakistani government. And there's a complete shutdown in POK against the Pakistan government. This is POK revolting against the Pakistan government. There's a 4th video that we have accessed on the show. Let me once again show you the videos of the container being pushed. There is a 4th video. Let me then also go across to Gursimran joining us live on the show. Gursimran, take us through the details. What happened in POK? Why are the people of POK angry and what are they demanding?
Niranjan, first going to the videos, the first video that you spoke of, this video wherein they are seen pushing a container, because these containers were put in by the administration so that they can block their roads, but that was not the case. When the protesters reached that very place, they uprooted this container and threw it into. This is the Palak Bridge in the Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, where the barricades were actually placed. At many locations, the containers were also placed by the protesters to block the security forces from the movement. This is a tsunami of the people of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir that are all set to wipe out the Shahbaz Sharif government. What are the reasons? The reasons are pretty basic, Niranjan. See what they are demanding. They are just demanding that the Mangla Dam that is there, that is on the river that belongs to the people of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, that the water share is not being given to them. The Neelam hydroelectric power project that is there on the river Neelam, that crosses over India, goes to the Pakistan, though Indus Water Treaty is in abeyance now and Pakistan has no right on that, but their electricity production that used to come there, it was not being benefited to the people of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. They were getting the electricity at the high tariffs, while when it comes to the stakes of the hydroelectric power project, every part of the electricity was going to Punjab and the other provinces of Pakistan. Third is, they were asking the subsidized wheat be given to them. Reason being that they are producer of the wheat. They are saying that we are the producer, but we are not getting it at subsidized prices, while rest of the areas, including Punjab, where PMLN is in the ruling, they are getting it at subsidized rates. One more thing is the Khalsa Sarkar tax, the multiple taxation system that is there for the people of Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir, that their provincial government is getting the taxes from them, and also the federal government led by Shehbaz Sharif, they are also getting taxes from them. Moreover, their lands are being encroached by the Pakistani army, Pakistani armed forces, and also their rights are being curtailed every single day when protests are being heard. Maniranjan, these videos have only been able to access, we have been able to access that when people moved out of the POK and they were able to send the videos. Otherwise, there has been an internet clampdown that has also been done. So this is a state of affairs against which the people of Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir, they have come down on the roads, and now from the, if you see from Mirpur to Kotli, or to the tehsils like Bagh and Palandri, there have been massive protests. These are visuals are not from any main chowk where the people used to gather, but these are from the small lanes of Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir, because the people are fed up from the policies of the Pakistani rulers.
Yes, and while I stay on these pictures, one more question, Gursimran. We are hearing that the protests could only grow because there is a siege of Muzaffarabad planned. There are bigger marches planned. How many people are we expecting to see on the streets of POK?
See, Niranjan, what has happened that, like we have been mentioning yesterday also, that every day there have been a release, there has been a handout that is released by Awami Action Committee. And today the one that has been released, it says that no matter what kind of atrocities the government wants to commit on us, we will not budge. And they have said that the people from outside POJK, that is, they have said outside Jammu and Kashmir, they will also be joining us. So this movement is not coming to an end. The negotiations, they all have failed because, see, what Pakistan state wants, they want to do negotiation of suppression. They want to threaten these protesters and then say that, see, everything is good, everything is hunky and dory. But that's not the case on the ground. The case on the ground is that the people have now fed up. They don't want any negotiation. They want their rights back.
Okay, stay with me. There are some live pictures coming in of the Prime Minister attending an event. I'm cutting across to that. These are pictures of the Prime Minister, we are told, coming in from Delhi. That's Prime Minister Modi, who's conducting a puja. And he was expected today to visit the Durga Puja Pandal at CR Park's Kali Mandir. As the ongoing festivities continue, those are pictures that came in a short while back. live pictures coming in as the Prime Minister visits the Kali Mandir in Delhi CR Park. The Prime Minister, they're attending the festivities, taking part in the celebrations, the pujos. This is the iconic Kali Mandir and also the Shiva temple. This is at the CR Park in the national capital. Pictures coming in, also coinciding with the auspicious day of Ashtami. The Prime Minister's visit marking a significant moment during the Navratri festivities. It's a very popular location, CR Park, where every year thousands and thousands of devotees not just visit the Kali Mandir but go there for the Durga Puja festivities. And the Prime Minister here also taking part among the security protocols that were heightened this morning. And in fact, prior to the Prime Minister's visit, residents in this particular area instructed to remove most of the vehicles parked along the main roads, etc., ensuring that there was no further hold-up in traffic in the national capital. There were different advisories also issued by the Delhi Traffic Police, a warning of significant disruptions in and around CR Park due to the large surge in footfall during the Durga Puja festivities. Okay, we'll come back to those pictures later. Ladies and gentlemen, as we go back to the pictures that came in from Quetta in Balochistan, at least 10 people, including Pakistani forces, killed, dozens injured in a suicide blast and gun battle outside the Frontier Constabulary headquarters in Quetta, Balochistan. CCTV footage from the scene of explosion showed a car stopping in front of the gate of the FC headquarters. That was the suicide blast in Balochistan. There was a loud explosion, gunfire, and according to the information that we are getting in, the attackers in the car got out of it and opened fire on the personnel before detonating the car. Now, and there was also gunfire that was reported in some of these videos. You can see the exchange of gunfire between the terrorists inside Pakistan, haunting Pakistan's armed forces. According to reports, the windows of several buildings were also damaged. Vehicles also damaged. This was the Quetta suicide attack. What it shows is that the Pakistan army is losing grip. On one hand, you have anger in POK, and in Balochistan, they completely lost control. The death toll has already crossed 12. We are told that it could go further.
एफसी हेडक्वार्टर के पास धमाके से प्लाजो के साथ शीशे टूट गए और यहाँ पे फायरिंग का तबादला एफसी हेडक्वार्टर के पास धमाके से प्लाजो के साथ शीशे टूट गए और यहाँ पे फायरिंग का तबादला
Gursimran also joining us live. Gursimran, now has anybody claimed responsibility? Because the next thing you know, Pakistan will try and find an Indian link to this. That's what their experts said. Every time something happens in Balochistan, and especially given the recent meetings with China, they will want to create fissures.
Niranjan, like for India, Operation Sindoor is new normal. For Pakistan, blaming India on everything is new normal. And that is what we have seen in the last couple of months in the tweets that have been put up by the DGISPR, that they want to blame India for everything that happens in the Pakistan. Now coming to this incident, so far no organization has claimed this, but since this is in Quetta and in Balochistan, we know that what the Balochistan Revolutionary Guards, Balochistan Republican Army and the Balochistan Liberation Army have done to the Pakistani security forces over the time by carrying out back-to-back terror attacks. It is clearly evident that this is one of their handiworks. Though Pakistani Frontier Corps, which is the Frontier Constabulary headquarters there in Quetta, they claim that they have foiled an attempt, but the reality remains that they have got the major setback since it was a Fidayeen attack. Fidayeen attackers have to die, that is one thing for sure. But the main thing that we see here, that Pakistan is falling apart. Niranjan, this is a dual loss to Pakistan. Reason being that first, Pakistani army, they have completely failed, and the aggression of the people of Balochistan is against them, and that's why these kind of attacks are taking place. Second is the complete intel failure. The ISI that used to say that we are carrying out the covert operations in other countries, they have completely failed to get the information with regards to what is actually cooking under their eyes, under their nose, what is happening. They are completely unaware, and that is why they were taken by surprise.
Stay with me. Gursimran, there's another breaking news update that I have right now. Sources telling Republic that the attackers in this particular case in Quetta, Balochistan, came in uniforms. They were dressed as Pakistani armed forces. They tried to enter the headquarters, and a suicide bomber rammed a Suzuki vehicle loaded with arms, ammunition onto the entrance gate of the headquarters in Balochistan. Attackers rode on white bike. They also tried to enter the headquarters in Balochistan, but the attack was reportedly foiled by some of these Jawans present there. That's a day in the life of a Pakistani terrorist. A day in the life of the Pakistani army, Jawan. A day in the life of the Pakistani citizen to have to see all of this. But anyway, they're trying to claim they're Baloch rebels, etc. Of course, we are keeping a close watch on that. The intensity of the blast shows that the casualty numbers may be increasing in Balochistan as well. That's it on this edition of This Is Exclusive. At 8 p.m, we will look at closely what happened in Pakistan. In POK, there are thousands of people marching against the Pakistani government. And then at 9 p.m, the big story on the Stampede in Tamil Nadu. The fight that's going on. Thanks for watching.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला MDH की देगी मिर्च
देगी मिर्च का तड़का अंग अंग फड़का
MDH की देगी मिर्च
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है अरे मेरे राजा
त्योहार की खुशियां होंगी डबल। हुंडई सुपर डिलाइट डेज में आपकी मनपसंद कार्स पर मिल रही है कमाल के डील्स। वैसे लोगे तो आप हुंडई, चाहे दिल की सुनो या डील्स की।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। MDH।
I choose a world where we dream and the limit is the sky and this world is my home where I'm living my best.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a D-Decor brand. Live consciously.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
साथियों, विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर चलना ही होगा और भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व हमारे MSMEs यानी हमारे लघु, मध्यम और कुटीर उद्योगों पर भी है, जो देश के लोगों की जरूरत कम है, जो हम देश में ही बना सकते हैं, वो हमें देश में ही बनाना चाहिए। साथियों, जीएसटी की दरें कम होने से नियम और प्रक्रियाएं और आसान बनने से हमारे एमएसएमईज, हमारे लघु उद्योगों को, कुटीर उद्योगों को बहुत फायदा होगा। उनकी बिक्री बढ़ेगी और टैक्स भी कम देना पड़ेगा।